Whether you're a new photographer just starting out, or you've been selling your services for a while now and you're still wondering, how do these other photographers charge 3, 5, or even 10 grand? And how the heck do I get there? You get there by understanding some of the core principles of why your clients are looking to buy photography services in the first place. So following on from the last few weeks' discussion about what you should be charging, today we're going to be diving into the next layer, understanding why potential clients are going to buy and why they're going to buy from you, and how that value translates into higher priced clients. Because we're not just selling photos, we're selling transformation, memory, identity, existence. And while that might sound a little bit dramatic, but if you're wanting to put your prices up, you need to understand this. Welcome back to the channel, guys, and if this is the first time that YouTube's introducing us, my name's Tracy from Red and the Wolf Photography and Design, and in this video I'm talking about people first photography, the kind that's really rooted in human connection. Whether you're photographing a wedding, a family, a new baby, or a small business owner stepping into their new identity, we're still focusing on the type of photography where the subject is a person, their story, and their legacy. Point being, if you're looking for commercial or corporate advertising and campaign work, this video probably isn't for you. But if you're the kind of photographer that puts people at the center of everything you do, whether it's capturing their memories, their milestones, or their message, stick around because we're going deep. And if this is the first time that you've come across my channel, I suggest watching the entire playlist about this, which I'll link up here somewhere, because we're deep diving into how and why you should be charging higher rates for your photography work. But let's get into today's content. So we need to start at the core of the whole thing. Why do we even pick up a camera? And I don't mean us as professional or wanting to be professional photographers. I mean us as a human species. What's the psychology behind capturing a moment? Why do I, as a mum, reach for my camera or my cell phone these days to photograph and record moments in my kids' lives? When they're snuggled up watching TV together, or they're baking together, or I just turn on the recorder because my little one's singing and I want to capture her voice. Or like I did recently, where when we were getting ready for bed, I turned the recorder on just to record what was happening in the evening, and I had it on for like half an hour. And I did it because I just realized that we have older teenagers and it's not going to be like this forever. And look, maybe this is getting too deep too quickly, but I want to share a personal story with you. And trust me, all of this ties in, so just bear with me, okay? Last Father's Day, I had an idea to take a music track that I loved, and I thought I'd put photos and video snippets with it and give it to my other half for Father's Day. It turned out to be 4 songs long, took me almost 2 days to make, and we sat as a family and watched the last 17 years of our lives unfold on just under 20 minutes of video. And I can't tell you how many times I've actually rewatched that video in the last year. And many of the photos and videos were crap, to be quite honest. I mean, technically, absolutely rubbish. In fact, the very first video snippet that I used was from a flip phone from the mid-2000s, so it is grainy as hell, and it's not going to mean anything to anybody else but us. As the age-old question goes, if your house was on fire, what is the one thing that you would grab from it? And most of us would say our photos, or maybe our computer or our hard drive these days, which points to just how important photography is to us as a species, even if we don't always realize it. Now, we'll talk about how this plays out in different niches of photography in a minute, but we need to just go a little bit deeper, so stay with me. At the heart of it, we take photos because we know it's going to end. And this isn't just sentimental. When I was researching and looking up stuff for this video, apparently there's actually a name for it, and psychologists call it anticipatory nostalgia. I think I said that right. It's the deep emotional awareness that you know you're going to miss this, so you try and catch it before it's gone. So that legacy goes well past the moment, and even if you've forgotten it, you can always revisit it with photos. And especially as a parent, I think we want to capture those moments of our children before they're gone. Photos and videos are the modern way to tell the stories of our past, our family, our endeavors, and our legacy. In short, you reach for your camera because your heart knows it won't last forever. So let's take that forward and look at how we frame that in different niches of photography, and how that fits into our photography business, and how that makes the experience of dealing with us an exceptional one for our clients, and one that they're willing to pay more for. So let's look at what we're really selling. I read a quote recently and it goes like this: your purpose is not the thing you do, it's the thing that happens in others when you do what you do. The bride doesn't just want to remember her wedding day. She wants to create a legacy of herself as radiant, joyful, and timeless. That small business owner doesn't just want some shots for social media. They want to feel like they've arrived at their new identity. One of the best compliments that I get from clients is that they don't normally like the way that they look in photos, but they're super pleased with the images that I give them, to the point that they will print them out and frame them and put them up on their wall. And I think that that sits on a really core pain point for most of our clients, right? Most people are not happy being in front of a camera. And that goes for if you're doing wedding photography or family portraiture or lifestyle branding sessions. So if we know that most people don't like to be in front of the camera, but still want the photos, what does that tell us? It tells us that what they're buying isn't just the final image. They're buying a feeling, and that's what you're really selling. You're not selling 60 edited JPEGs. You're selling the sweetest kisses from their 3-year-old, who's almost 4. You're selling the fact that their 10-year-old will still hold their hand, but not for much longer. You're selling the moment that they became man and wife and started their life together. It's a moment of seeing themselves in a better light, both literally and emotionally. Your job isn't just to take photos. Your job is to create a moment where your client feels something that they want to feel. Whatever niche of photography that you're in, you're dealing with people at the other end of the lens. And those people are feeling something, whether it's that they're nervous about their big day, or they're self-conscious of their weight, or they're wanting to capture their kids before they get too big, or maybe they're just nervous themselves about stepping in front of a camera because they know that they need photos for their brand and their website, but they're still a bit anxious about it, right? So let's delve deeper into some better questions about what your client is actually buying. Because it's not a JPEG and it's not a framed print. It's a moment, it's a mirror, it's a memory, it's a milestone. It's a message to their future self or their children that says, I was here, I existed, you were here, and this meant something. So let's delve into some questions that you can ask yourself regardless of what niche you're in, to really understand why people want the service in the first place. And then we can get super clear about why they should choose you, and how that then translates into how you articulate your marketing message. Okay, so reframe number 1. They don't want the photo, they want the feeling that they get from that photo. And don't forget that that kind of bleeds into the session as well. Nobody's going to hang a photo on the wall because of its technical proficiency, right? They hang it because it feels like love or accomplishment or joy, and they print it out because it made them feel something. It made them feel loved, appreciated, seen. The key here is that the photo is the container, the feeling is the product. So what feelings do you want the client to have during the entire process? And what feelings do you think they're going to have when they look back on that picture in 10 years? So here's some examples. Maybe they want to feel confident that you're going to be able to make them look beautiful because they're feeling a little bit self-conscious about the extra weight they're carrying. Maybe a business owner might be wrestling with imposter syndrome and they want to feel like they've stepped into being the person that they're trying to become. A new mum might want to look back on the first time her baby cried and re-feel that sense of relief and gratitude that it could have gone a different way. Or maybe they want to feel that sense of nostalgia because you captured 4 generations of their family. And even though the youngest was only little at the time, in 10 years' time, they can show them that photo and go, look what an amazing lineage of women you came from. Or look what an incredible lineage of strong men you came from. Remember, your photo is just the container that's going to capture the feeling. Reframe number 2. You're not capturing how they look. You're capturing how they want to be remembered. So step forward in time in your client's shoes, because today's photos are tomorrow's legacy. So a wedding photo isn't just about a pretty dress and a kiss. It's about saying, this is who we were when everything was beginning. This is the joy that we built from. And if, God forbid, something happens and life takes a turn for the worse, those photos become priceless reminders of love, connection, and identity. Like my pop, who kept a photo of my gran by his bedside for 16 years after she passed. And every day he would wake up and he would take that photo into the lounge with him. And every time he picked it up, without fail, he said, isn't she beautiful? And he wasn't just looking at the photo, he was reliving an entire life. And it's not just weddings. A branding shoot isn't just about a blazer and a laptop, right? It's about a business owner saying, this is the moment that I stepped into being who I wanted to be. Reframe number 3. People aren't just hiring you to photograph them, they're hiring you to see them. And that's really vulnerable, especially for women who are generally behind the camera, not in front of the camera. So when a woman asks to be photographed, there's generally fear underneath. What if I don't like it, like practically every other photo of myself? And think of it this way too, they're really putting themselves out there, because to first of all think, I'd like to get some photos with me in them, and then to put that into the budget, and then to talk their other half into doing it, and then to find a photographer, and then to book them, and then to actually show up. That's actually a lot of hurdles for a woman to get through, especially when you're anxious to be in front of the camera in the first place. And that's kind of the greatest gift that you can give somebody when they don't like being in front of the camera. It's not just about, oh look, here's a technically good photo of you. It's, I saw you as the mother, I saw you as the business owner, and that's what I'm capturing. I saw the real you. And then to have them turn around and go, wow, that's me? Like, you actually captured me the way that I see me. And look, I'm basing this a lot around women because let's be honest, we're the one that normally organize it. We're the brides, we're the mothers, we're the wives, you know, that kind of thing. But just remember that if they're asking to be in front of the camera, that's a big leap of trust. Don't take it lightly. Reframe number 4. Photos don't just freeze time, they freeze meaning. We don't just go back to photos because we forgot what happened. We go back to photos because we want to feel what it meant to us again. Like my pop with Gran's photo, it wasn't just that one moment, it was an entire life lived. And that's why people cry over their wedding album. Not because they miss the day, but because the photos give it back to them. It's things like maternity or birth photography or newborn photography. The meaning behind it isn't just, oh wow, you gave birth. The meaning behind it could be so much. They could have had a really difficult pregnancy. They could have been on the IVF roller coaster and not been able to have kids, and this might be their first. So it's not just, oh look at my beautiful baby, it's the meaning behind it and the story that goes behind it. And then if you want to take that into brand photography, it might be that instead of hubby taking photos against the lounge wall, it represents the proof that your idea is coming to fruition. Or it might even be a level of financial accomplishment that your business has reached, that you've poured all your heart and soul and time into, and it's now reached a point where you can get official brand photography done. So think about the meaning behind the photos, not just the photos themselves. So to help out a little bit more, here are 10 questions that you can ask yourself to uncover the true purpose of what that photo session is going to be about. And if you're unsure, you can even ask your clients, like make this part of your first meet and greet. So what's the feeling that you want to get out of these photos? You don't even need to have all the answers, you can just ask your clients. Number 1, what do they want to feel when they see these images a year from now? Joy, relief, pride, nostalgia. Number 2, what are they afraid might be lost if they don't capture this moment? Time, connection, a forgotten part of their identity. Number 3, what do they hope other people will think when they see these photos? Strength, love, transformation, professionalism. Number 4, who are these photos really for? For them now or for someone in the future? Like a child or a partner or even themselves in the future of the person that they're trying to become. Number 5, what do they think that this photography session says about them as a person? Maybe it says that they're finally investing in themselves. Maybe it says that they value their legacy. Number 6, what season of life are they in and why is it worth documenting? Is it a fresh start, a long-awaited milestone, or a fleeting chapter? Number 7, what do they want to remember about this time in their life? Maybe it's beauty in the chaos of raising children, or healing after hardship and big life changes. Number 8, what kind of permission are they seeking through this shoot? Are they seeking to be beautiful? Are they seeking to be seen? Are they seeking to be visible? Or are they seeking to be seen as the professional that they want to be seen as? Number 9, what's the one image they wish they could walk away with and why? Maybe it's a moment with their child, or maybe it's the business branding shoot that makes them feel deep inside like they've finally arrived at where they've been going. And number 10, and I think this is a really good one, if they had no photos at all from this time, what would be missing? What would the whole be? Would it be connection? Would it be proof? Would it be memory? Would it be legacy? So let these questions anchor your messaging, your process, and the way you show up and serve. Because when you can speak to the real reason somebody's booking you as a photographer, you're no longer just a photographer. You're seeing into the moment of what's most important for them, and you're capturing that story, that moment, that legacy for them. So what are you actually selling? Not what's on your pricing guide. Think about the 10 things that you're selling that have nothing to do with your pricing or the physical delivery, and that's what the core of your business actually is. Because if we want to start charging what we want to or what we need to or what we actually just deserve to be charging, if We have to stop focusing all of our energy on if we're giving 8 or 10 hours or if we're delivering 600 or 800 images. We have to start looking at how we show up as a service that's above and beyond just the photos that we're delivering. And that's what's going to be the difference between good and exceptional. And that's the difference that you're going to see between a $2,000 photographer and a $10,000 photographer. Anyway, that's the end of this week's video. Next week, I think I'm going to be applying all of this to my own website. Both today's exercise and all the stuff that we've done on pricing over the last couple of weeks. So if you want to see all of this put into practice, if you could hit the like and subscribe button, that kind of lets YouTube know that you want me to show up in your home feed more often. And also it just lets YouTube know to share this out to a few more people, which I'm very grateful for as I continue to grow my channel and this community. And I'll see you guys in the next video.